I am Leslie Johnson, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Keep the wins go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote. Shoot.
SLT Nation, what it do, fam? Welcome back to another fire episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next, a platform that gives exposure to the voices of tomorrow. It is season 4, the year of the Mamba, and KT and I started a new era. That's right, you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. So we're introducing y'all to the Trailblazer series. That's right, Kevin and I are going into our communities and we're finding former WNBA players who are doing big things and accomplishing big dreams. And we gave y'all Kim Hampton, but we back on the block, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all make some noise for one of the dopest former players who is now the founder and CEO of Hushed No More. She's a motivational speaker. She's an author. She's an elbow waiting to give to one of y'all after playing 12 years overseas in the WNBA for the Washington Mystics and a Final Four run with Purdue. Y'all buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a special one on tap for you today. Coming to the Sports Life Talk family, the former WNBA player Leslie Baby Borg for what?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's get to work. You got me hyped. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Well, this is your first time rocking with the SLT family. Welcome to the show. Allow me to myself. I am your host, the mouth of the South, the B. Jones, the OG, all things Louisiana, Mr. Yeet is in the building, and I'm rocking alongside my brother from another mother, the other side of the You Got Next logo, the Quiet Storm. Shh. All facts. The head coach KT Kev. We're gonna be doing that all day today, baby, because we are Hushed No More. How you doing today, KT?
B. Jones. You call her Baby Bark, right? Is that what you called her?
Baby Bark.
So I'm feeling like I'll be Kevin Johnson. And who are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be Thunder Dan Marley. You know what I'm talking about?
I thought you were somebody else.
Cedric Sabathia.
Okay, go Cedric Sabathia. I think you shoot. I mean, you can shoot it, but you can't shoot it like Thunder Dan. But B. Jones,
I'm gonna be Tom Chambers. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you went way back.
Sure did. But B. Jones, to answer your question, I feel great, man. Telling these type of stories is what I love to do. And when I tell you that this young lady has a story, I can't wait to hear it, B. Jones. So let's go. Let's turn it.
You know when I say, we about that business. But let's get this show kicked off with the moment of truth. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is our icebreaker to get to know Leslie Johnson a little bit better. Before the show, she's prepared 3 unique facts about herself. But in the spirit of competition, one of these facts is not a real fact. It is a lie. So she'll give us her 2 truths and a lie. Kevin and I will have exactly 60 seconds to deliberate, work through the process of elimination, and see if we can figure out which one is not the truth. Kevin, I don't like the way she's smiling. She's
smiling on us. She already knows she got us.
She got us, man. All right, here we go. Give us your 3 facts, Leslie.
I'm an adopted parent to 3 boys. I own over 200 hats. And I'm the life of the party while sober.
We know the last
while sober.
We already know that's the truth.
We're going to say that's the truth, but Kevin...
You know why we know it's the truth, B. Jones?
Why?
Because for like 12 years, you've been clean, right?
There you go. One down. What
So we know
now?
what it is.
All right, Kevin. So 200 hats or 3 adopted kids. She was very specific on the adopted kids thing, man.
She
That
said boys, 3 boys.
she said, you know what I'm saying? 3 boys and adopted.
What?
200 hats, man. I
You know how many hats that is, B. Jones? I got a lot of hats. 200?
I think she got a lot of hats, man. She got a face for a hat. That's what I'm talking about, man. She you know what, Kevin? I'm gonna go with the 3. I just don't see anybody lying on 3 adopted boys, man. I can't see that. What do you think? You got like 10 seconds.
Well, let's run the pick and roll, B. Jones, and I'm gonna let you take the last shot. So, which one you want to go with?
All right, we're gonna say that number 2 is the lie. We don't think you got 200 hats, Leslie. You tell us which one was the lie.
I lied on my kids.
Oh! Who does that?
That was an elbow for real, B. Jones.
I lied on them so easy that it's sick.
Hey, so
I got 2 kids, not 3.
okay. Well, I mean, that's.
But I'm close. It was close.
You got us with the specificity. I knew something was
No,
coming.
that tugged at the heart, though, B. Jones. I can't let that ride.
We got to take that L to the good. We got to take that L like she was trying to get a rebound.
I had to get you.
Oh, you got this. You got this.
All right, hush no more. Let's go. It's time to get this show kicked off. We're going to take y'all on a crazy journey today. And you know, before any long road trip, you got to get the music right, the AC right. You get comfortable. You know what you do, Leslie Johnson? You take that right hand. Come on, lift that right hand up. Reach over your left shoulder. Grab that seatbelt and strap up. Click, click. We about to go. Let's go to work.
You see the lane. I'm ready.
You in the Broham. You in that Cadillac.
I'm ready.
That's that Cadillac lean. All right, y'all.
And the neck moving. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty good.
She feeling
I'm
good.
in the zone. Let's go.
We feeling good. We're going to have some fun today, but we need everybody out there to help us to take this show to a whole nother level. Help us continue the movement. Help us to continue the momentum. And you could do that right now. You could be the MVP of this show by doing 4 unique and very small free things. Number 1, hang out with us to the end of this show. Number 2, hit that like button like you was getting the rebound, like Leslie Johnson out down there on the block. We need you to be hit that like button so this show can bubble all the way up to the top. I'm talking about number 3. Now, Leslie was a rebounding monster. Kim Hampton was a block party waiting to happen. So this is what we need. We need you to be the assist person on this team. That's right. Help us to take this show and share it out there with all the people in the world. All you got to do is hit that share button and be the MVP to all the people in your life, your teammates in life. Hit the share button. Last but not least, number 4. Y'all know what you got to do to help us grow this show. We need you to hang around. Come on. Be a part of the SLT family. Smash that subscribe button. Hey, Leslie Johnson, and Hush No More. It's the new book. It's all the stuff you got going on. It's Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's all the former teammates in Purdue and Western Kentucky. Are they all going to show us some love and smash that subscribe button today?
We're going to get them in. We're going to pull them in.
Let's go. Y'all know what y'all got to do. On the count of 3, let's do it like we true to it. 3, 2, 1. Boo! Yeah! Oh my goodness, it's still my favorite part of the show. 600 and some odd shows in. I still love it when we get all these new family members because Kevin and I, we mean it from the heart. We don't do fans. We don't do followers. We do family member. And if you are a new family member, you just smash that subscribe button. We need you to throw an emoji in the chat to let us know you out there, but not just any emoji. Leslie, what's the emoji of the show? What is the emoji that everybody throwing in the chat right now to let us know that they just hit that subscribe button?
I don't know. I like that emoji that his head popping off. You know, he got all kind of things going on in his head. Let's go work them up.
All right.
We're about to go crazy on them.
We going nuclear today, so y'all throw the mind blown emoji in the chat. Let us know you rocking with us. And if we see that chat, that emoji in the chat, Kevin and I, we want to sit down and give you a verbal tap and just let you know how much we appreciate. What we gonna tell those people, KT?
Thank you.
Thank you. That is right. We appreciate y'all. Leslie, you seem like you like to have some fun, so welcome to the most fun you're going to have on any podcast that you've ever been on. It's fast. It's furious. It's all about you. Welcome to the Sports Life Talks initiation.
Woo.
All right. All right, Leslie, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
I gotta start with Keith Sweat. You know, hey, don't do me. Don't do it. Just keep that boy. I'm going with LL, Cool J. I'm going with Lil Twist. I'm throwing Mr. Rance Allen himself, because sometimes you got to get your mind right. You got to get yourself together. I'm going with Mr. Smooth, Eric Benet. Yeah, the lover man. And you know, I got to stay with my guy, King George. Because we ain't going to stay too long. We got to keep it moving.
They don't know about no King George. They don't know about no blues. They don't know
They
about
better wake up.
Hey, my wife from Homer, Louisiana, she had me listen to that King George. Hey, he be going though. That's it. You know, he's kind of young, right?
Yeah. He's winning right now.
Yeah, he killing it though. Hey, Kevin, I heard the show was off the chain, so you got a tough one on your hand, KT. She got Prince, she got Eric Benet. She's smooth, she's sultry. What are you giving that top 5, KT?
What am I giving that top 5, B. Jones? She brought Keith Sweat and LL Cool J to the top 5, B. Jones. You know what I'm giving her.
Baby, I'm down.
Give her 24. Give her 24. You know, LL Cool J got a new album coming out.
No, we don't.
Yes, he do. Yes, he has a new one coming out.
Okay. Anticipation. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a download it because it's LL. I mean, it's no Rock the Bells and Runaway Girl, but still got to show LL some love.
Hey, Lover. Don't forget Hey, Lover.
That's only because Boys and Men is in there, and that's why you wanted to say that. So, no, I didn't want to do Hey, Lover. All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Oh, Popeye, the Sailor Man. I'm going with Popeye, Mr. Muscle Arm himself.
Hey,
I guarantee ain't nobody ever pulled his name out the pocket. I'm going with Popeye, because you mess with Popeye and he go to the spinach, I'm telling you now, it's lights out. And the other thing I love about Popeye, he didn't mess around over olive oil now. You don't mess with his woman.
That's true. That's true. He was about to
Don't mess with his woman.
But Kevin, I ate spinach all as a kid. Hated it. Get it in as fast as I could because Popeye was eating that spinach.
Hey, he'll knock you out. Mess with that boy if you want to.
That's probably the first and last Popeye we're going to have on the show. So,
and I love it.
Oh yeah, it's dope. All right, so we asked the superhero question because we see WNBA legends as superheroes. So we have a running playlist that we have. What do we call it, B. Jones? It's the coaches playlist, though, right?
Yeah, it's just the coaches playlist.
Yeah, so we add you to that one. So we need for you to give us your theme song.
I know I just said Rance Allen, the gospel thing. Well, I'm sorry. When I'm taking that court, I'm going with the F the mother ninjas, because we down for the ninjas. Hey, I'm down for my squad. Hey, you already know. My people know. Hey, yes. It never gets old.
That's the second time we've had that in a month. That is crazy. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, you throwing elbows, B. Jones. Of course, you listen to some C Murder. So
that's why we throw elbows on the floor. When I used to play, we protected ours.
Believe me, I know. So what is something that basketball has taught you that you can use when you're not on the court?
Oh, what I could use when I'm not on the court. Just resilience. I was just like, my story is all the chain. Just all the chain. But, no matter what I went through, and so many times it seemed like my career was over, people counted me out. And without failure, I heard the rock music. Dum, 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 dum. I'm just like, I'm going to fight back. I might fall down, but I'm never going to stay there. So it's really.
I'm sorry, KT. I had to give her one more for that one.
Oh, that's great. We just went over our budget. So if the lights go out, Leslie, that was on B. Jones. All right, so B and I, we're going to produce a movie that's centered around you. The one thing we're missing is a lead actress. Who should we get to play you in the story of your life?
Better go get Queen Latifah.
Oh, perfect.
Go get her.
Perfect.
She yellow. She big.
And
I
I think she'll
don't
get some
want
tickets too.
like that.
I
Got a
think
beautiful
we'll
style. Hey, let's go get the Queen.
All right, so this is probably the most important question that we ask during this initiation. B. Jones and I would love to travel. When we travel, we got to eat.
Uh-huh.
When we come rock with you, what's that one food spot we going to, and what's your go-to meal there?
Yeah, I'm going with the, Longhorn Steakhouse. People sleep. They sleep on Longhorn, but Longhorn got these seasoned chicken wings. They not afraid to give it that extra crisp. You feel the crunch. I don't know who back there cooking the season just right, and don't even get me started with the porterhouse steak.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I killed some Longhorns. I can't wait to get there. So Longhorn.
I've never had.
We got anybody else joining us, Leslie? Anybody else joining us? So I can go and get that table for 4. I just want to make sure the 2 boys.
Hey, the less they join us, the more for us. It don't matter to us. Regardless, we in there.
I'm coming. I love some Longhorns, dog. Love them.
Oh, that sweet potato! Oh my God, loaded brown sugar,
Caesar salad, everything. They just pay money.
When you know, you know. When you know, you know.
All right, as we transition to the next segment to learn more about Leslie, we need for you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Leslie gave us her top 5 music artists, but leave yours in the comments. And check out all of our other family members from our You Got Next podcast, like Kim Hampton. And make sure you go to our website, sltyougotnext.com. Leslie survived the initiation, so B, let's find out more about our newest play cousin.
Welcome to the Sports Life Talk family, Leslie. This is super special. When we came up with the idea to like, hey, the WNBA is blowing up, everybody's watching it, but it kind of slapped Kevin and I in our face when we realized how many people didn't really truly understand how we got to this point. It was almost to a point where like Cynthia Cooper could have walked to the front of the back of an AAU tournament, nobody would have recognized who she was. And we just like, how was that possible? So we got to do a better job of giving you guys your roles. It may be a day late, $1 short, but we appreciate y'all so much. So we super excited about having you on this show so we can talk about back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. We're going to take it back to the old days. We shout out to Kim Hampton for making this show all possible through her nomination. But all right, Leslie, this is your day. This is your moment. We're gonna tell them about Hush No More and how you became Baby Bark. But we got to start it from the beginning. When did you fall in love with the game of basketball?
Man, I fell in love with the game like so many other people. Back in my day, you was either a Lakers fan or you was a Celtics. And my father, it wasn't no Celtics, nothing happened up in my house. And all I heard was my daddy screaming like, yo, look at Magic. It's showtime. And so it wasn't really even the skill set, but it was the excitement. I was like, dang, what in the world is going on? I want to be a part of that. It was the love of the game that Magic Johnson had. He got me hooked. And that's where it all began. I was 8 years old. I fell in love with the Lakers. I'm still a Lakers fan. And, I just took it from there. I watched the game. I was a student of the game. I practiced the game. And after a little while, I got pretty damn good.
Well, pretty damn good is an understatement, ma'am. You are Hall of Fame in the state of Indiana. You played in the Final Four at Purdue. You played professional here in the States in the WNBA, but also all around the world. You accomplished records in high school, first team All-American, and you did all this standing at 6 feet tall, which is when I heard you tell us that, I damn near fell out my chair. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like, how in the world did somebody 6 feet tall? But then Kevin reminded me so quickly, that's how you got the nickname Baby Bark. So I got to ask you, do you like the nickname Baby Bark? Like, when you first heard it, you getting compared to Charles Barkley, which honestly, you kind of look like Charles Barkley.
I hear it all the time.
I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's, what was going on out there when he was on the road. But no, just... But no, you look like Charles Barkley. You play like Charles Barkley. Did you like that nickname when you first got it?
I knew it was me. It's one of them things where you can't run, you can't hide when they got you. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's true. Because, Charles Barkley, like you said, he was undersized, but he was a big body. He was strong. It didn't matter who was guarding him. It didn't matter if they were 6'10", 7 feet. It didn't even matter. Charles was going to body you. He was fearless, and it was the way that I played. And so the comparisons came very early on. And I had that name, Baby Bart, when I was in high school. The cute, funny thing is, once I graduated from college, I transitioned to Lady Barkley.
Lady Bark. Lady Bark. We're going to try to call you
Baby Bark to Lady Barkley.
Yeah, you Lady Bark. You Lady Bark. So, we sit up here and we celebrate all your successes. But that didn't come easy. I mean, even thinking about the fact that you were 6 foot shows us that it was more to it than just to do it, right? And you even talked about being like listening to Rocky and overcoming adversity. We're going to talk about some of the adversities you overcame, but how did someone undersized, underrated, coming out of a community that people may not, how did you become an All-American, and how did you handle all of this success and become so good? Was it like countless hours in the gym? What was the secret sauce?
The secret sauce was, I understood the game. I watched the game. I was a relentless workhorse, and I had footwork that to this day, I have people come up to me and say, let me tell you, I've seen it all. I've seen them all. I still have never seen footwork like Leslie Johnson, Baby Barkley. And so I had to outsmart my opponent. I had to fade away. I would throw a hook on them. I spin on the baseline. They could not anticipate anything that I would throw at them. And so, I was just really skilled, and I knew how to use my body. I was 225, 230 on average throughout my career. And players like you just mentioned, I was 6 feet tall. Most of the players I played was 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". But at the same time, they only weighed about 175.
They were too light.
I even had a few that was 165. And I used to be like,
That's lunch. That's lunch.
Oh, wow. Let's go to work. And I would just tear them up. Because I knew in my mind that they physically could not compare. And so at a very young age, I had a little, image issues like most little girls do. I was, like I said, such a big girl. It never made sense. But once I figured it out, I said, I got to use what I got to get what I want. And so that's what happened in my career. I just threw that body, and I made it tough for my opponent to guard me.
These youngsters nowadays, I bet you some of these WNBA players probably don't even understand what you guys went through. And every superhero has a story. Sometimes that story is good, sometimes it's bad, but it's typically something bad happens to you that kind of creates something that boils out and becomes amazing, right? Something phenomenal, spectacular comes of a bad moment. Take us back to those days of the WNBA, because now they all on chartered flights. They getting people are sympathizing with them, people empathizing with them. We understand, and they about to start getting justifiable compensation. All of these things are happening now. But if we go back, if we look in the rearview mirror 20 years ago, none of this stuff was there. You guys had to work part-time jobs in the off season, and it was just absolute, man. You had to pay for tickets to get to and from games. Take us back to your days in the WNBA, and tell us a little bit about your experience from game to game, season from season.
Okay, if you want to go back, let's go there. When I was growing up, there was no WNBA. So let's see how far you want to go. And so a young girl like me, we had nowhere to dream. All we knew was what we saw once a year was the Women's Final Four. And so we would get that treat of Cheryl Miller, players like Cynthia Cooper, the McGee twins. That was a treat for us, but we didn't have anywhere to dream. And so we always had the overseas market. So our goal was always to go overseas. So when I was coming out in 1998, the league was only going for 1 year. And so at that time, it was so much talent that was all over the world who were now trying to cram into literally 8 teams 11-player roster. And you got me, who at that time, I was an All-American, 2-time All-American in college, but man, I wasn't an Olympian. And so all of a sudden, I find myself, really fighting just to be seen, just to get an opportunity. But I have to go a little bit back, and I'll make it quick. I got to go to when I was at Purdue. And at Purdue, I was this national freshman of the year. I was a sensation. I was a first-team All-American as a freshman. And I led Purdue to the Final Four. And in my sophomore year, everything tanked. And I went from playing like 220 to arriving at Western Kentucky at 320, right? So when we talk about adversity, I can talk all about it, right? And so I went through all this calamity. I began walking and eventually able to run again. And so what looked like my career that was going to be over, I felt good that I at least even gave myself a chance to get into the league. And so I want to fast forward one last very important piece. So because I went through all the things that I went through at Purdue, when it didn't go well, I knew that when I did not get drafted, that I was not going to repeat those same mistakes. So the next day, after not getting drafted to the WNBA with all that stiff competition, I decided to go back to the local YMCA. Fast forward 1 month later, I'm just an average player playing at the local Y, hoping to go overseas. My father says, "Leslie, we've been looking for you all day." And I'm like, what in the world is going on? The WNBA Washington Mystics is called. And tomorrow, you'll be playing at the Staples Center against the LA Sparks. The day before local YMCA, the following day, WNBA Washington Mystics. And so that's part of my platform, that I get out of there and I tell people, don't you dare quit. Don't you dare give up. Don't give in, because you do not know what tomorrow will bring. And so that's my story, condensed as quick as I could condense it.
Oh my goodness, I want that thing to be expanded, because I got a Hallmark special. I feel like Disney need to put this one on television. That is absolute nuts. What was it like? So when you got out there on that court, you looked around, and, you about to warm up with your team. I don't know if you got minutes in that game versus Sparks or not, but what was it like to go through that warm up line and with your teammates and look around and be like, man, I just last year I wasn't where I wanted to be, but now I'm here on the biggest stage, the biggest platform of my career outside of the Final Four, playing professional basketball.
Every player wants all the minutes. Every player wants to start. So like anybody else, I wanted to start. I wanted a quality minutes. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you were a dreamer and have been dreaming since you were 7, 8 years old, it never fails that moment when you realize, oh my God, I'm playing in Madison Square Garden. Like, wait, what? And you walk through there and you see, Elvis was in here, Prince performed in here, all the pictures of Willis Reed, and it hits you. You're like, oh my God. It's not even about my points and time on the floor as it is about the fact that I did it. I set out my dreams when I was a kid, and no matter what I went through, I would not stop until I made it in this building. And so my greatest moments and my greatest memories, I did get some playing time on the floor, but for sure, the best of it all was just a simple fact that it was surreal. And there I was playing in all these great markets where there was so much history before me.
Well, through this, I don't think the journey was even over. I mean, I think you still had some stuff you had to deal with.
I did.
Even though you were sitting, you ever seen the pie charts, like or something elevator, how it go up and then it go back down? That's almost like the Leslie Johnson meter. We can call that the Leslie Johnson spike, because even though you had the highs, you still had to hit another valley low, another rocky bottom. But again, a superhero you are. The perseverance and the tenaciousness that you have, the determination and self-belief gave birth to Hush No More. Tell us a little bit about this organization that you founded And now you did a podcast, and now you about to come out and be an author of a book that's releasing this month. Tell us a little bit about Hush No More and how all of that nastiness gave birth to something so beautiful.
So as we talked about, I made it to the WNBA. It was a dream. I played overseas for 5 years, and all that time I was just trying to get the attention of the WNBA again because I was crushing it overseas, and I never got a chance to get back in the WNBA. And so what happened to me is what happened to many athletes. Once you realize the doors closed, there's no more opportunity. You feel rejected. Then you feel embarrassed. You feel ashamed. When I learned that I was waived with the Washington Mystics in the USA Today, everybody started calling me. What happened? They don't want you. Were you not good enough? And so all these things start going through your head because, one thing for sure, when you play, you're doing it for your city. You're doing it for your university. And so, you feel this weight of disappointment that I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have played longer. I wish I could have done this. And now it's not going to happen. And so once I retired, it hit me, and it hit me like a ton of bricks that I did not fulfill everything that I wanted to fulfill. And so I set unrealistic goals in a lot of ways because, again, I thought that I would have a 10-year career. I thought that I would be, and so when it didn't happen and I was injury prone towards the end, I ended up, just turning to the bottle, keeping it a buck, as they say. And so I started drinking to the point I just became a raging alcoholic after sports. And all that drinking was so many calories. And so a player that once played at 225, the lowest moment in my life, I weighed 424 pounds. I would gain almost 200 pounds after basketball. I was suicidal. I was going through major depression. And the thing is, I'm so grateful. Why people, they like, your spirit, you so, and because people don't understand, I'm just grateful to be alive. Because if it had not been for God who was on my side, if it had not been for grace, if it had not been for family and friends who wrap their arms around me and say, you know what, you're more than a ball, you're more than playing ball, you're more than a player. But I had to self-reflect because bottom got so bad. And I was like, you know what? I can't stay here. I'm going to kill myself. And so it was when I found out my sister was terminally ill and I was getting ready to go through all this grief and loss. I said, for the first time, all this time, I'm feeling sorry for myself and I'm hating me and I'm feeling ashamed and I'm embarrassed. And for the first time with that news, I said, it's not about me. It's about her. It's about my niece that she's about to leave here. And so it was like that light bulb moment. And when I learned of this, I said, you know what? I can't be drunk if she calls me and she needs me. And in that moment, I stopped drinking. That was 12 years and 1 month ago today. And so I've been sober ever since. And when I came out from all of that calamity and all that storm, I made it a point to tell my story. And I wasn't going to live in hiding and in shame anymore after seeing so many other athletes, fall to drugs, lose their money, end up in the streets, end up homeless. Many have committed suicide. Many others had the same weight issues that I had. And I said, you know what? This is bigger than me. And so that's how Hush No More came about. It wasn't me saying, you know what, I want to be famous. I want to do something. It was my pain that led me to my purpose.
Well, I mean, if they didn't know about you beforehand, they would have never guessed that you went through that. Just your smile alone is so infectious. You got so much radiant qualities about yourself. You would have never known that was going on, that storm was brewing in your life. You are super motivational to me. I feel like I need to go walk. Soon as we get off this thing, work on some of these things. But you're a motivational speaker. You just wrote a book. What's the driving force behind this? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. a lot of people want to quit, Leslie. A lot of people want to quit. A lot of people want to do better. Nobody wants to wake up in the morning and feel bad for themselves and be depressed and all of this stuff. But what is that? What is that pushing you every day? Because I mean, I'm assuming we lost your sister. Rest in peace.
I did.
But what's pushing you every day to keep this 12 years without a sip? It's crazy. That's hard. What is allowing you to have this smile? What's going on?
Hey, I can't say enough about grace. And that grace just being like when I really didn't deserve it, but God did it anyway. And so I still sit here and I'm just like, I don't know how I survived all those suicide attempts. To this day, I don't know how it was that, I was living such a reckless life. I had a DUI, I flipped my car. There's so many stories I could tell you. Falling asleep in my car, in the garage with the carbon monoxide. And I woke up coughing and yet I lived. And so it was just one thing after another. And I knew that God had a plan for me. But I will say this, the smile simply comes from healing, and just, I got to say this, as a Black woman, we got this Black podcast. You guys are crushing it. Black folks, we got it bad. We don't want to talk about it. And then the other thing side of this was depression. This is part of mental illness sometimes. And so, we told, those people are crazy. And then we have friends that people we love, we say they taking a crazy pill, and it's always associated with this. And I feel like I have to be the change agent because I knew I wasn't crazy, but I was simply traumatized. And I was simply struggling to understand life. And I know that all of us go through it. And so it's my responsibility now to normalize, mental health, to make us all aware of our struggles and to say that it's okay to get the help that you need. And because if you do, you too can smile like Leslie Johnson. Like I feel healed. And when you set free, you're free indeed.
I know I can't smile like Leslie Johnson. I'm over here about to break my face trying to keep up with your smiles. Last question. We going a little long today, but I think it's worth it. I think sometimes we just need to sit down and listen sometimes and soak up some good stuff. You were inspired enough to put all of these thoughts, all of these part of the journey, the story. You were able to sit down and put it together. This month, we're about to release a book to tell the entire story. It's nothing like being able to look back at your career and say, I was an All-American on the court. I was a former professional ball player, but I'm also an author. That just sounded a little bit different. It rings a little bit different. Tell us about what inspired the book and what are we going to expect when me and Kevin crack the spine of our freshly minted copy of Hush No More.
Man, when you get that book, you better be ready. Now, I'm telling you, I feel like it's an unprecedented type of book because it's not just this book you're getting ready to read. It's a workbook, which means you're going to read my story.
I got to do work. Leslie, hold on. Oh my goodness.
There's going to be some questions that you need to self-reflect. And that was strategic. And I feel it's unprecedented because what I'm trying to do is share my story, but you're going to be able to say, for example, I'll give you a sneak peek when I'm talking about how, it started off just a thrill. Nobody wakes up this raging alcoholic. How it was shots after wins. And we got college kids that every day they drink it like it's part of culture. And so they think, I wouldn't be like her. I would never be like her. But guess what? Are you like this? Because she started like this. So they'll be able to self-evaluate and be able to see, you know what? I'm kind of going down her same journey. Maybe this thing too could happen to me if I'm not self-conscious and self-aware. But this book, man, I'm going to go there. I'm going to talk about the trauma of, sometimes the belittling from coaches. We have those, we look at the military, it's acceptable. And the only other profession that's acceptable is in sports. And I can't tell you how many times I've been called a fat ass, a slow ass, just names. And
messing with your mental.
Yeah, and we think that, no, we're just inspiring them, we're just pushing them. But then you have a whole segment of our kids that have had coaches just break them. And they didn't want to play no more because they was just broken. And so in my book, I'm going to go there. I'm going to talk about how it's unacceptable. And we have to do better. We can push our kids and we can push our players without demeaning them and putting them in trauma for life.
Well, I'm so glad you said that. This is the last question. We're going to get out of here. And I'm going to tease it up by saying that Kevin and I, it's something that you said in there that kind of made me resonate on the conversation that Kevin and I had about the AAU, the way it's handled. These kids are now playing year round. They're literally waking up, going to practice, going to workouts. They're going to school. They're going home. They're working out again. They're going to the gym. Then they finishing nights with shots out just so they can compete for 122 jobs that are available in the WNBA. It is ridiculous at all levels. And we see so much talent that get forgotten about. And I can only imagine that they are going through a very similar story, but nobody's there to tell it, right? Nobody's there to sharing it with them. And you got to pray and hope that they're surrounded by the right people to help them through this. So I'm going to let you finish this show out, Leslie. You are talking now to the young lady that's on the other side of this thing, that's watching this, and they've been through it, whether they finish their career or whether they're midway through their career, but they are going through a same struggle of feeling rejected, not feeling adequate, feeling beat down and broken. What is your message to these youngsters today on how to push through and to make it to the end of this race? Because the race is not playing professional basketball. The race is success and building a legacy for your people. So how do they get to that stage by going through that deep water?
First step, they need to know. You said to talk directly to them, you're more than an athlete. You're so much more than an athlete. And a lot of times I know exactly who you are. I was you. I played when I was 5. I played when I was, 6, 7, 8 years old. And then the ball starts bouncing when you're 30. So all you know is sports. And so when that door closes, you begin to feel like, who am I? What do I do now? I'm associated with everything in sports. But I want to encourage you today to look in the mirror and just say how much you love yourself. Because let me tell you, you are great. You are wonderful. You are just beginning your journey. And when one door closes, another one will open. And when you fall down, just keep fighting to get back up. And that's the only thing that will ever matter, is that you keep moving forward.
Well, I'm super inspired. I'm a little bit emotional. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna try to maintain my professionalism as we get out of here. But y'all make sure y'all are following this young lady at Hush No More LLC on Instagram as well as Twitter. The title of the show is You Got Next. I don't know why I feel like the book drop is just the beginning of another spike, another Leslie Johnson spike that is about to take us to another level. Leslie, what is up next for you? What are you looking forward to in your career after this book is going to be released?
I love doing what I'm doing with what I've done with you all today. I thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I enjoy sharing my story because I know that I'm helping somebody out there. I know that I'm blessing someone. And so that brings me joy to know that I am making a difference. But also I have my own podcast like you all. I see it comes in seasons. Same thing for me. I'm going to kick that back off again in October. But I also am shooting for mental wellness. Get this, with Craig Hodges. If you remember that guy.
Yeah,
who won 3
exactly who Craig Hodges is.
One of the best shooters.
So this is one of the biggest moves I'm making right now. I have joined forces with NBA legend Craig Hodges, who won 2 championships with Mike J. Won 3 3-point shooting contests, shooting for mental wellness in Chicago. Last weekend in September, it's going to be completely free to the kids. We have sponsors that are chipping in to just cover everything else. But this is my foundation. That's what it's about. I'm trying to get the kids there, but they're not only going to learn how to shoot, we're going to have them breakout sessions. So we're going to get into it. And I'm going to talk about mental wellness. So they're going to get a little bit of both. And so we're going to make that difference.
I want to meet Craig Hodges. You know what I'm saying?
You want to be Craig?
Look, we was little kids on the park. We used to be like, I'm shooting like Craig Hodges. Like, that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? You play like Mike, you shoot like Craig Hodges. Hey, well, you
That's
know,
my brother.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, KT.
All right, Leslie, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to the parents, the ones who gave birth to me, who stayed by my side. And, you know, they're 77 years old. They're both still here. And I just love them. Everything that I am, everything that I survive is because of their love. They've had unconditional love for me. And so to all the parents that are listening, I can't tell you enough to love your child through it. Love them through it. Because I'm Exhibit A. What happens when your parents will continue to love you no matter what and be by your side. But last shout out, I always give a shout out to my city, Fort Wayne, Indiana, the city of churches. It's a community of love and kindness. And when you see this smile, and I'm always hugging people, and people say, I just never met someone like you. I say, go to Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's plenty of people just like me. So I appreciate the community and all the love they've always shown. Shout out to Purdue, West Kentucky, Washington Mystics, all those years, all my friends. It's all one love.
All right, so this is a part of the show where you get a chance to call the person that you think should have next. Tell them, hey, I got a chance to rock with B. Jones and KT. Tell them my story, and I want you to do the same thing. With that said, Leslie, who are you calling out? Who should have next?
I'm calling out Sylvia Crawley Span. She dunked the basketball for North Carolina University. They won the title in 1994 for North Carolina. Sylvia is one amazing young lady who now is a fashion designer. When I tell you these women, we are clowning. We are doing things that you just can't even imagine. So she went from basketball, playing in the WNBA for many years, to now owning her own company with design. And so I want to call her out. Sylvia
Span, let the world know that it is official. You are now on the clock. Your ticket just got punched by Leslie Johnson, and you will be featured on Sports Life Talks. You Got Next platform coming here really soon. Plus, you might be able to help me get my drip. All right, Miss Span. But Leslie Johnson, baby, Barkley, you got next. You are the truth. You are authentic. You are genuine. You are a trailblazer. You are a pioneer. You are an agent of change. You are absolutely phenomenal. You are extraterrestrial. Your energy, your joy, your smile. You are amazing. You are extraordinary, and you are elite. You deserve a yeet.
I'm kissing y'all. Thank you, brothers. I appreciate you.
What? They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Yeah, I love this show. Kevin, we gonna cry way through this one. We gonna cry way through this one. This one meant a lot. This one meant a lot to us, Leslie. We appreciate you so much for being on and just being open enough to share. I know that's not easy to talk about some of those things. I mean, it's a little uncomfortable, but God had a mission when He chose you, because He picked the right person to do it. Your smile will light up many houses and many lives. Hey, listen, Sports Life Talk Nation, we thank y'all for rocking with us one more again. We appreciate all the love and support. Don't forget to help us to keep this momentum and this movement moving forward. We can't do it without you. We need you, all of our MVPs in life, to smash that share button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're locked in with KT and I at all our different social media platforms at Sports Life Talk. Tap in with us. We drop content every single day with so much exclusive content coming your way. You will be blessed, I promise you. Listen, and also, we got this show in audio format for all my podcast junkies who love riding the car, in the kitchen, cooking. Download this show in the audio format. I know I'm listening to this one in the audio format for certain. I know this is going to be something I'm a jam out to, but you can get this show as well as over 650 other shows. That's right, over 650 shows. We have been working hard over this 4-year period. We got so many amazing stories. It's something enough for everybody, including this one. So make sure you tap in with that on Apple, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Spotify, or up to over 20 other different platforms, wherever you download your podcast content. And listen, Fort Wayne, the city of church. I didn't know they was called a city of churches. Fort Wayne. We need to hear more from y'all. Kevin and I got to do a better job of giving some exposure. So if you're watching this, if you're a former NBA, WNBA player, if you're a current high school or something, if you got a story that needs to be told, this is the platform for it. We ain't scared. We ain't afraid. We go touch some places that ESPN and Fox, they scared to say, and we got a platform for you. Go to our website, sltugotnext.com. Click on the nominate tab. Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you feel like you got next, and we will reach out and give you a call and give you an audition to be on the show. You'll be featured. All right, Kevin. This is a good one, bro. You know what? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I just swear. I can't call it. I can't call it. All right, Kevin. Let's go home.
All right, Leslie, thank you so much for rocking with us. Whatever you need from us, please let us know, and we got your back.
Thank you.
You know, it's only one thing else to say, huh, Ms. Johnson?
What's that?
Touch the other headers because we down for my head. What? Touch the other headers because we down for my headers. What? Touch the other headers because I'm down for my headers. I ride for my headers. I die for my headers. Yes, Sports Life Talk Nation. We love y'all. Stay safe. Be blessed. Respect each other and love one another because together we are better, and keep dreaming big because you never know. Your story may be the next one featured on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet!
I knew you had next, cause you always working, you always grinding, you're in your bag cause you're always working. Like in due time, I knew you got next. Oh, you did it, huh? Crack the code. You got next, you smashing goals. You want next, you need exposure. Well, Sports Life Talk got the baddest show, like the baddest in the room. Podcast to tune into just for you to talk your shit. Talk your mushroom. You are what you eat and you should consume. Sports Life Talk from the late night to the afternoon, then rest repeat. Hit the like, leave a comment, or subscribe so you don't miss a beat. You got next is a small taste of a winning meal from a chef type of celebrity. What's up next is you, at least you better be. Yeah, you got next, yeah. I can feel it, you're a winner just like me. You got next, and what comes next? Tune in next time and you'll see. Cause if you got next, yeah, if you got next, then you're just like